Behind the bright lights and glitz of the stage, Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai's names are back in the spotlight. Not because of a new drama, not because of an award, but because of a rumor that's slowly turning into a public mystery, a secret relationship that may have been hidden behind the scenes. It all started with the explosive success of their drama, Shine on Me, which reached hundreds of millions of viewers. Their on-screen chemistry felt so natural, so emotional that many began to wonder, was this really just acting? But what made things even more suspicious wasn't the drama itself. It was what happened after the cameras stopped rolling. At a luxury brand event in Shanghai, the two appeared together for the first time since the drama ended. It seemed normal at first until that moment happened. A handshake, brief, but enough to spark an explosion of speculation on social media. Many fans even called it like a secret wedding. And that's where everything changed. Insiders started talking, not directly, but through snippets of information, gestures, and coincidences that felt too perfect to ignore. Some sharp-eyed fans began piecing together evidence, eye contact, physical distance, and even small moments that never make the headlines. One of the most eye-catching was Zhao Jinmai's interaction with Song Weilong's family. In an unscripted moment, Zhao appeared to be chatting intimately with the Song siblings, as if they had known each other for a long time. To some, it was simply polite interaction, but to others, it was a clue. What's more interesting is that many of these moments felt unconventional. Unlike the usual drama promotions that are heavily staged, their interactions seemed relaxed, spontaneous, and all too real. Was this a marketing strategy? Or was it something that slipped through the management team's fingers? However, to understand this mystery, we have to go back a bit. A rarely discussed fact: their relationship wasn't always close. When they first worked together on Shine on Me, both admitted to being awkward and distant. There wasn't an instant spark. There wasn't a natural chemistry at the start. But that's where the story gets interesting. Because over time, something changed. Slowly, subtly. Eventually, the chemistry that was initially built turned into something that felt real. And the public noticed. Their promotional photos, romantic scenes, even their off-camera body language, everything started to seem synchronized. Not overly so, but enough to make people wonder. This was especially true when they reunited in photo shoots and brand campaigns after the drama ended. They weren't just meeting, but displaying the same closeness again, as if their story hadn't truly ended. This is where the theories began to emerge. Some believed this was simply the effect of CP marketing, a common strategy in the Chinese entertainment industry to boost the popularity of on-screen couples. But others were convinced this was too consistent to be mere promotion. Even on online forums, fans were divided. Their chemistry felt so real. Or maybe we just saw what we wanted to see. And amidst all the speculation, one thing remained the biggest mystery. No confirmation. No denial. Song Weilong himself is known to be quite private about his personal life, while Zhao Jinmai is rarely involved in relationship scandals. This combination only makes the rumors even more unpredictable and all the more intriguing to follow. So, what's really going on? Are we witnessing the beginning of a real love story blossoming quietly behind the cameras? Or is this just a complete illusion? The result of an incredible chemistry too convincing to be an act? What's clear is that every glance, every interaction, and every appearance together now brings up the same question. And to this day, the answer still hangs somewhere between fact and imagination. But the story didn't end there. In fact, after the public spotlight began to subside, a much more subtle and, to some fans, much more suspicious pattern emerged. It wasn't big moments like holding hands, but rather small details that only those paying close attention could pick up on. Some fans began comparing Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai's social media activity. Closely spaced posts, seemingly similar locations, and even seemingly synchronized photo styles. Nothing explicit. No direct evidence. But precisely because of that, everything felt like incomplete puzzle pieces. There were also times when the two were seen in the same city, yet never officially appeared together. To the casual public, it might have been mere coincidence. But for fans who followed their every move, these coincidences began to feel too frequent to ignore. Some anonymous sources even claimed that the two were often seen in the same social circles outside of work. Not always side by side, but close enough to raise suspicions that their relationship extended beyond the filming location. However, the Chinese entertainment industry is known for its powerful CP marketing strategy. Many on-screen couples deliberately maintain their closeness in public to maintain the popularity of their projects. And viewed from this perspective, everything that happens could simply be part of a meticulously orchestrated strategy. But there's one thing this theory struggles to explain: the consistency of their emotional displays. In every interaction, both on camera and off-screen, their expressions don't feel forced. They're not overdone. Instead, they're simple and therefore feel more real. Some observers even suggest that relationships like this often develop naturally in the pressure-packed industry. Two people who spend months together, building up emotions and acting out the same feelings over and over again, it can sometimes be difficult to tell what's acting and what's starting to become real. Still, without official confirmation, this whole thing remains a gray area. The public can only guess, theorize, and connect dots that may never truly connect. And perhaps that's precisely where the appeal lies. Because as long as the truth remains untold, the story of Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai will live on, not just as a rumor, but as a mystery that keeps people coming back, trying to find answers that they may never truly want to reveal. Over time, public attention may shift to new projects, new couples, and new stories in the entertainment industry. But the imprint left by Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai isn't so easily erased. There's something about their dynamic that lingers, a combination of mystery, comfort, and unanswered possibilities. Some fans have even begun to believe that if there really was something between them, they chose to keep it private. Not to hide, but to protect. In an industry rife with scrutiny and pressure, keeping something personal under wraps can be the most logical choice. On the other hand, others argue that this is simply a reflection of the power of modern storytelling, where audiences not only enjoy the story on screen, but also create their own narratives in the real world. And in this case, Song Weilong and Zhao Jinmai are at the center of a story that continues to evolve, even without a script. Interestingly, the longer there is no clarification, the stronger the allure of the rumor. Silence often speaks louder than official statements. And in that silence, the public continues to read, interpret, and believe their own versions of the story. Ultimately, whether this is a hidden love story or simply an illusion too beautiful to deny may no longer be the most important thing. Because what makes this story come alive isn't just the truth, it's the curiosity that can never truly be satisfied.